Final score in the Sugar Bowl, Washington 37, Texas 31. The Huskies are going to the national championship game in Houston. How about that? How many times did I sit here and pick against the Washington Huskies? I told y'all I was going to drink some shut-up juice. Tell you what, I got another round coming my way when it comes to talking about your Washington Huskies. So all the hate in the comment section, bring it on. It's warranted. We can handle it. We can take a punch. It's all good. But Washington, what they did in this game, yet another statement of their makeup internally and another statement with who Michael Penix Jr. is and how real deal special he is. We'll talk about that. Make sure you're subscribed. If you're a Washington fan, leaving some hate, we appreciate you. Subscribe while you're at it. Follow me on Instagram and on Twitter at Jody Piquel. Follow me, and you can also throw some shade over there if you want to. So we appreciate y'all in advance for getting after us there. We'll have our national title pick for y'all tomorrow morning. Quick turnaround. It's a week away. I mean, by this time next week, we'll know who our national champion is. It could be Washington. To be honest, I don't know who I'm picking yet. After seeing this game, I'm feeling pretty good about the Huskies, man. And a big reason why, they are real deal multiple. And that's not just something that's like, you know, you run through the filter of playing in the Pac-12 conference and people kind of put an asterisk next to that conference from what it was the last couple of years. Not us, but just overall, that's what people would say. You got multiple NFL wide receivers. So let's just say an NFL wide receiving room. You have an offensive line that even though they were out rushed tonight, I think they would have been very content to slow the game down and pound the rock with Dylan Johnson. You hope he's okay. At the time of us recording this, we don't have any information on that, but you hope he's ready to roll by next week. And you have an NFL quarterback. And that's where I want to really settle in here. Michael Penix Jr. is the great eraser of anything that Washington doesn't have at a tier 1 level. Because they have a lot of things at a tier 1 level. But whatever they don't have, it doesn't matter because Michael Penix Jr. just being on any given day could be the difference maker. Like he went for 430 yards in this game. You had 2 wide receivers go for over 100 yards. Who's guarding Rome Odunze? If I'm a defensive coordinator, I'm just saying, all right, hey, we're going to try and double him. Understand, though, he's going to get his. Talk to the OC and say, hey, we might need 30 this day, brother. That might kind of be the way that this thing has to go. The bottom line here is the way they're able to overcome some things they don't have in spades with how just generational Michael Penix Jr. is, to be honest with you, how generational this pass game is, that should scare everybody. Should scare everybody. And credit Ryan Grubbs for getting Michael Penix Jr. in position to be so successful. Nick Saban wanted him on his staff for a reason. You see why. Like, that could just be the end-all, be-all. People pick against Washington, myself included here, hand up, I'm going to say it again, myself included, because going into a game like this, you thought, hey, the path for them to victory probably relies pretty heavily on the deep pass. And it did. And guess what? They hit it out of the park multiple times by nature of those stat lines that you see with 2 receivers over 100 yards and Michael Penix Jr. going over not 3, but 4 bills on the day. Now, here's a question I want to ask y'all, and I tweeted this out. If Washington had a different logo on their helmet, any blue blood logo, would they have been favored to win that football game? Because we've seen it now multiple weeks in a row. Washington is undefeated. Washington won their conference in a conference that was stacked this year. Happened to have the label Pac-12, which happens to not exist this year or this upcoming year. But even so, like, Washington is an absolute wagon. And they continue to prove week in and week out they are not to be messed with. And they can beat you the same way they beat everybody else, which is pushing the ball deep. But then you go back to the kind of styles they've also won in. They've won in the 20s against Washington State, against Oregon State. They've won against really good run-stopping operations, which is Texas and Oregon. Oregon twice now. Like, this is a team that's so multiple that I wonder why we keep picking against them. It might just be, and this is not just us. I want to make sure that we put our hand up and say, hey, on us, all responsibility, we're taking it. I would also say, I don't think we're alone in our perception of Washington, and I don't think we're alone in how Vegas perceives Washington. The line just came out, and I think it's actually favoring Michigan minus 4.5. So we'll have our pick for you tomorrow, like I said, but I'm just telling you, the logo syndrome that I think we're undergoing as a college football public, listen, we're going to try and shake it off. I think caffeine's probably the best medicine for that, but I really believe that Washington, if you gave them a different logo, they might have been favored in this game against Texas. Just to keep it a buck with y'all. Now, one more thing about Washington, man. They have the most steady heart rate in college football. Tonight, another one-score win for them. That's the 8th one-score victory for Washington. 8-0 in one-score games. Undefeated overall, but y'all, that's ridiculous. Like, to me, I keep on seeing the same thing from them. Their heart rate is so steady. You saw a little bit of extra juice from Michael Penix Jr. in that post-game interview, which you love to see because you're going to the national championship, young man, get fired up. But, like, I mean, they very rarely seem impressed with themselves. They very rarely show extra emotion. It's like, yeah, we came here to handle business. We handle business, punch the clock, put in our time card, go home. It's what we do here. And so, like, I understand Michigan is the more experienced team in this spot in the sense of they've been now in 3 different college football playoff games. It'll be their first national title game, much like Washington. But, like, all that's to say, the experience factor for Michigan, I think it matters. But with how just cold-blooded Washington is, man, I don't know how much it matters. I don't know how much importance we're going to put on that when it comes to picking this game. So for Washington, yet again, serving up another round of shut up juice to yours truly. Again, Washington fans, if you want to get at us, all I would say is make sure you're subscribed and following on the socials if you want to get at us and throw shade. That's the only thing I'm saying. So kind of the same thing where if you want to throw a ball at the dunk tank, just buy a ticket. That's all I'm saying. And of course, the ticket is free $99 with subscribing and also following on the socials. So listen, man, it's going to be a blast. I cannot wait to get to Houston. Again, we will be in Houston for this game. Michigan, Washington, we will be in attendance. We'll be in attendance Friday through Media Day, through the game. Plan to have a live show Tuesday after the game as well on location. So stay tuned for more information there. Hey, this is incredible. Washington handling business, another one-score game. The score might change. The opponent might change. Their heart rate does not. Washington is headed to the national championship. They got a date scheduled with Michigan and a date scheduled with Destiny. I can't wait to watch it. We appreciate y'all being locked in. Subscribe. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Yes, we appreciate y'all, Washington fans. I was born in Issaquah. All right? There it is. Keep this party rolling now. We will see y'all next time. Hey, y'all. Thanks so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel here to make sure you don't miss an episode of The Hard Count. Also, be sure to check out other videos on the On3 YouTube channel.